make it. We've got this back up. So welcome to our 2023 Golf Tournament Consultant Kickoff Meeting. I know you're all busy and getting ready for the season, so I appreciate you joining us today. Not everyone's going to be with us, but we got a good representation, and the people with some great ideas and great knowledge are with us, so I'm so glad that you could join us.
Be careful, Hunter.
Just to give you a quick little idea of what we're going to talk about today, I just want to show you, got a little PowerPoint that we'll be using. So today what we're going to try to do, I'll give you a little update on what's happening with the GTAA. I would love for you all just to share a minute or two of who you are, introduce you, because we've got some new people online. What's happening around the country, we can share some ideas there. We can also share some ideas on some new trends, talk about couple of new hot products that are out there and are our preferred GTA sponsors, as well as some new services. I'm going to briefly go over the PGA show so that whoever is going would love to see you there. So welcome again, and thanks for joining us. So I'll go first, just as you guys prepare in your mind what they're going to share with us. But just to give you a little idea of what we've been doing on the GTAA, you know, gang, I don't know if you realize, but some of you have been around for most of this time, but we have been doing this for about 30 years. And it just seems to be getting funner and bigger, and with new technology, more exciting things are happening. So just to give you an idea, I don't know if you've had a chance to visit our golf tournament channel on the YouTube, but we have every type of webinar you can imagine on every topic. If you get some time, flip through there, because maybe some new updated stuff you may want to see. We also now have the same webinars and videos, except on podcast form on Spotify. We have, and some of you may not know, we now have been running the NGSA for the last couple of years, the National Golf Sales Rep Association. And let me tell you, that's been a real, I think, a blessing for us, mainly because the PGA show pays a lot more attention to the NGSA versus the GTAA. And the reason that is the NGSA is primarily golf sales reps, and the mission there is to connect golf sales reps with suppliers, and they really want sales reps at the show. They really want suppliers at the show, so they really bend over backwards, and I'll get into that a little bit more. But NGSA has been a real, and you know, it's not a big, huge financial thing. It's more of a credibility thing, but keeps us a little bit busy. For those of you who have not seen my new book, I've got a new book out called The Complete Guide to Games and Contests. We've got over 400 games, contests, formats, fundraising ideas. If you do not have that, let me know. I'll send you an e-version, but that's really pretty much a complete guide. I've been working on it for years. We got some new sponsors, which I'm going to share with you a little bit about. I'm hopefully able to work with. We've got some new consultants. We've got some consultants in training. Most of our stuff now is online, so anybody can study any of our stuff, any of our certification stuff online. And the one I'm really proud of, I don't know if you've seen this, you saw the announcement, but we now have the Golf Tournament Hall of Fame. So if you get a chance, go to our website and look under consultants, and you're going to see our Golf Tournament Hall of Fame. And I'm really proud of that because, well, the sad part is the people you're going to see there now are no longer with us, but they are really made an impact in our industry, which many of you are doing now. And I don't want to wait till everyone passes away to get you on there. So think about nominating yourself or nominating somebody to go on that Golf Tournament Hall of Fame. So that's kind of a little bit about the GTAA. I'd like to take a few minutes to for you guys to share with us who you are, where you're coming from, what's going on in your area, maybe a new idea. Don't share too many new ideas, because we're going to kind of brainstorm on that a little bit later. So with that, let's start off with, I love Jeff, because Jeff is always prepared. Jeff is sharp and been with us on our advisory board and was GTA Consultant of the Year. So Jeff, share a little bit about you, introduce yourself to the folks, tell us what you've been doing and what's going on for 2023.
Thanks, Phil, and welcome everyone. A lot of new faces, and it's always great to see and meet new folks in our industry. So I'm in Maryland. We pretty much stay strictly to Maryland in our planning and activity. I'm pretty unique in a way because I followed Phil's advice from day one about 8 or 9 years ago. And my company's under contract with 2 golf courses, and we produce all of their outings. They don't have any interaction with the client. We do. So that allows us to market and sell merchandise, allows us to we're big proponents of the Hot Shot golf ball launcher from JVD Golf. We do about 100 to 140 outings a year with that. So we get immediate leads because we're producing all of these outings. So Phil's business model worked for me and being able to secure those courses. And even if they were purchased tomorrow, now we have such a solid database of clients for merchandise and Hot Shot that it just keeps expanding on itself. So that was a great way to start, but if it would end tomorrow or next week or whatever, because we do know there's some negotiations going on for the sale of the courses, we're in pretty good straits. What we're seeing here in the Maryland market, because we work, in addition to the 2 courses we're under contract with, we work with just about every private club, semi-private, municipal in the state in some way, shape, or form. And what we're finding is the popularity in the Mid-Atlantic for golf is just off the chart. Rates for Fridays now are the same as a Saturday or Sunday morning. They just book out. So I've actually, now we're up to about 31 courses that have said, really don't bring us outings on Friday. And of course, outings want Friday because of that so-called 3-day weekend. And our response is, the federal government spent hundreds of millions of dollars to determine that Monday is a good day to have off for a 3-day weekend. So why not hold an outing on a Monday? And the courses, we negotiate much better rates on Monday. And somebody says, well, Jeff, that's only, like $5 or $10 less. And I go, let's see, you got 140 golfers at $10. You do the math for your charity. And so now we're really doing more Monday through Wednesday outings because the courses just don't want Fridays. So we're seeing a reduction in the number of available dates. We're countering that a bit. And here again, kudos to Phil. He convinced me several years ago to take a hard look at golfathons. We now do about 14 to 15 of them a year. We hope to get that up double that this year. We've got proposals out. The courses love getting business guaranteed on a shoulder season Monday or Tuesday. They rent a course to us for anywhere from $3,500 to $4,500. We're up now averaging about $80,000 net profit for the charity. And you got to love social media because we're just running it like the old walkathons used to be done. And people are getting pledges. And it's just exploded. I mean, it's just been a blessing. And some of our outings that just we're finding, because costs are higher, they're trying to still charge $150 entry fee today, what they were doing 15 years ago, but the cost of golf, food, drink, tea bag gifts, promotion, website, the prices have gone up at $150, makes it hard to even make any margin on it. Some of them are actually underwater. So in doing that, we have found that the golfathon is helping some of these raise a lot more money, a lot less people involved. It doesn't have the headache. And we've actually now got the players to the point that they have to guarantee to raise X dollars. We don't care if they just write a check themselves, but they have to guarantee to raise X dollars to participate in this. And when they hear the first number, we have a kickoff meeting, a Zoom meeting. They kind of, you can see the chill going down their spine, but then all of a sudden we tell them how they're going to do it through social media, friends, colleagues, former co-workers, people in their fraternities, sororities, anybody that they know, and it just extemporaneously grows out. And we give awards here again, kudos to Phil for the people that travel the furthest, raise the most money, get the most birdies, etc. And now we've actually got about half of those that do a big spaghetti carb building up night at a local Italian restaurant the night before. I'm stealing that from my old Nike marketing days when we used to do that before the road races. And it becomes a social event. They fundraise there. And then the next day, and they actually do betting now. All this betting in Maryland is legal now with FanDuel and all of this. So we do a lot of things parlaying about, who will have the most birdies and who will hit the longest, most consistent, longest drives. And so we get side bets going on all this stuff too. So some of the other things are that I'd like to, address are how people are, we no longer call it registration at check-in. It's check-in. You registered online. And we joke with folks that come to us and I go, oh, you're really dating yourself. And they go, why? And I said, well, you keep saying registration starts like 90 minutes before. I said, haven't they already registered? And they go, yeah. And I said, well, let us bring you into the modern era. It's just check-in begins that, that kind of stuff. So we pick up clients just by kind of like letting them know that there's new and better ways to do things like registration software from Birdease and stuff like that. Guess you can tell I like the Birdease products. So, and we evaluate them. Phil gave me an idea years ago about take a look at these softwares and see what you like and don't like. And they always come out on top. They always come out on top. And
Jeff, 2 years
so I'm
ago,
looking at cost this year. That's the biggest thing that we're concerned with, the ever increasing greens fees prices, the cost to raise a dollar, inflation, and with the large number of outings taking place, sponsors, when they see me, I don't solicit sponsorships anymore. I teach how to do it, and we don't call them sponsorships. We call them donations that we're going to recognize as a form of a sponsorship. And it kind of helps take that edge off if somebody doesn't like the game of golf. My husband's gone all damn week. I'm not giving you money. So that kind of scenario. But we're looking at, we've got to become better on helping people manage their costs. And I think that some of our vendors can help us with that. I think we need to look at smart buying. Years ago, Phil, we had talked about group buying, and I forget what that program was where you could pay a fee to be into that network or something to get better pricing. It helps our margins, but it also, we've got to find ways to produce more revenue for our clients because their costs are going up too. The cost to raise a dollar.
Jeff, 2 years ago, you told me you were slowing down. It doesn't sound like it at all.
Well, yeah, we had planned on slowing down a little bit. And then a friend of mine came to me and said, look, I think that we could work together and help keep building this and everything. And so, yeah, I wish we could slow down, but it's just been too much fun, and Phil knows me. I don't chase money. Money, when you chase it, you never catch it. When you just do the right thing, it kind of follows you. It'll find you. And we've been very fortunate that way.
And Jeff, if you enjoy what you do, you don't work a day in your life, buddy. And it sounds like you're having fun.
That's exactly the bottom line. That's exactly the bottom line.
So sorry to hear about your father. This is the last. Yeah,
Thank you.
I'm sure he lived a full life. He raised a good kid.
Well, thank you very much. And I'm going to think that that's me and not my ugly brother, but that's okay.
All right, good stuff. And I've made some notes, so we're going to cover a little bit what you talked about. And Doris, are you still with us? I want to ask Doris to share. Doris, I know you put yourself on mute in video. If you're still with us, I'd love.
I'm here. I was putting on lipstick.
Doris is a busy lady. She's been with us for a while. I would love for you to share what's going on with you in Florida.
Well, nice to meet everybody. I'm located in South Florida. Beautiful weather. I hate to rub it in. So we have golf tournaments year round. Some don't like the July and August, but we have other tournaments throughout. My company is Golf Charity Tournaments. After talking to Phil many times, I'm going to give it a different spin-off. And I'm going to keep with the charities, but I'm going to add corporate and associations. So I'm working on that. I have put together about 10 tournaments starting this month, and I'm looking forward to them. I'm kind of like listening to everybody's suggestions, because everybody has a different idea and a different concept, and I love the mastermind and putting it all together. So to get feedback, I tried to do something that I wasn't supposed to, which was I was trying to get my feet out of the sponsorship, which I'm going to change now to donation after our previous speaker. And I was trying to get that from my fee from the sponsorships, and that worked so far until the economy started to shift. So I'm going to go back to ask for a retainer or a fee up front, and providing more services to the charity or the company. And so far it's done really, really good. I'm redoing the website. I'm adding more features and working with some of the vendors that Phil has on the website, which are really, really top shelf. Thank you for that, Phil. And I'm here if anybody has any questions about South Florida to help you in any way I can.
Doris, I love what you do also, because I saw your name on the Golf Wire. You handle some PR, so it looks like you will handle things that come across your desk, which I love.
Yeah, my background actually is I worked in the legal field. I did business development, marketing, I did intake, I did to trial and stuff like that. And I worked for attorneys doing their PR and marketing, wrote press releases, brought in a lot of business. Life changed and I love golf. I'm a golf fanatic and I do have clients where I do their PR and marketing, which is great help when you're working with golf tournaments, because I know how to get I had Channel 12, which is the Palm Beach channel for one of my golf tournaments that was at the PGA, and they were like thrilled for a nonprofit organization. So I have that component of the PR and marketing. I also, I work with birdies as to websites, but I also have a client that puts together websites. Well, I offer them the product and they pick and choose what they want to do.
Smart. I love that, because, you know, I think two things. One, you always have to keep your eyes open for new opportunities. But second of all, you're taking advantage of some additional revenue streams, which is referrals and other services that companies that you know. So I love what you're doing. I appreciate you sharing that with us. And I'm glad you're going to be with us in 2023.
Yes, absolutely.
Hey, Dwight, you're at a golf course too, but it looks like you're really high above that golf course. I'm just curious if you're in a ladder or what, but it looks good. So tell us what you've been up to and what your game plan is for 2023.
Yeah, that's a drone shot, Phil.
Oh, silly me.
Yeah, actually, I'm Dwight Saxon. I'm a retired firefighter. I live in Palm Beach County. I do South Florida also. I'm a new consultant, still learning. I'm looking to work with Phil, hopefully beginning of this year, to do a little bit more mentoring and to try to get my feet wet. I've been trying to introduce myself to some of the golf courses and stuff, trying to make the connections. So I'm just really starting out. So I'm looking forward to the PGA show. I am going to the PGA show. I'll be there for 3 days. So, but other than that, you know, I'm just learning, really, to be honest with you.
Well, we're glad you're here, and you bring a wealth of experience and knowledge that I think can be applied. And I get your LinkedIn notices, and I'm anxious to hear maybe how you. We're going to talk a little bit, hopefully, if we have time, about social media and how you capitalize on LinkedIn, which I really like. So welcome. Glad you can make it.
Thank you.
Hey, let me see who else is with us that I want to hear from. Well, John, in Southern California, you're right in the middle of the training right now. Tell us a little bit about you and what you're thinking.
So thank you, Phil. I'm John Silver, based in Orange County, California, so Southern California. Been in marketing sales for the past 25 years. Decided to branch off this year and go on my own, and because of my passion for golf. 24 years ago, no, it will be 29 years ago, I was part of a group that helped launch the Golf Channel as a television producer. So I was in Central Florida, but I've been out here in Southern California for the past 25 years, ever since anybody that came over from ESPN got laid off. So those are my old TV stories. Anyway, looking to just grow my passion for golf and learn from all of you and from Phil, obviously, to what to do to assist people to help run their golf tournaments and make a living at it. Doing, like you say, it's never a day of work if you're having fun at it. And I haven't had fun in 25 years; just been a lot of grind. So this will be as far as work. So I'm looking forward to having fun at the same grind at the same time.
Well, Doris can brag about Florida weather, but she doesn't have it over on you in Southern California.
It hasn't stopped raining here in 2 weeks. I don't know about you, but it hasn't. Luckily, I had surgery a couple weeks ago, so otherwise I'd be stupid enough trying to get out and play. And because of the rain, I've been smart enough to stay away. So it's like the golf gods are taking care of me.
Well, maybe, yeah, they're having you recuperate so you'd be ready to go.
And I'm trying to grow my hair out as goofy as possible, so that the background works great. Not that anyone would know what my hair looks like, but I'm trying to
It
Grow it up.
looks fine for us.
It looks fine for me too. I like it.
Glad you could join us, John.
Thank
Appreciate you
you.
being here. Hey, Big Alan Williams in Georgia, tell us what's going on over there, buddy.
Hey, Phil, good morning. Good morning to everybody. Glad to meet some new consultants. Atlanta, Georgia, Georgia per se. I've already set up my schedule and everything for the year. I pretty much my season starts, way it's looking is probably April, May, pretty much. But I've had a few Top Golf type things come on that they want me to give an estimate on, and see what the deal is with Buford, Georgia Top Golf, and pretty much the 2 or 3 of them that I have here in Atlanta. Something about Top Golf is especially Augusta, Top Golf Augusta. Looks like we might have that on Saturday in September from the Unity Court of Amherst, of Georgia, which is it's a Masonic Lodge. It's the ladies of the Masonic Lodge, Martinez Masonic Lodge, and they're raising money for diabetes. I set up a deal with Top Golf because they want to do it on Saturday or Sunday. So basically, Top Golf, Saturday or Sunday, you can do it Saturday or Sunday. They're real big on having their award ceremony at the Masonic Lodge, which is okay, but Top Golf, a little bit expensive for the event area, but they're willing to get a sponsor for it. As far as my other events are concerned, it's interesting how you can deal with your first event with Kiwanis Club, and after 3 years, they want to go some other route. It happens. I've done sales for quite a while. It happens. You lose some, you win some. So I have that kind of attitude. God willing, he brings me to where it needs to be. Dealing with that kind of thing. But I'm setting up. I've talked to a couple more. A lot about pretty much about nonprofits. They're real stingy about their budget, which I can understand. I have to work with them on their budget, but I also recommend a certain amount because you're doing a charity, you're raising money. So, and finding sponsors like Jess said, finding sponsors, I teach them how to do it. I basically teach them how to find the sponsorships, and it's all about relationships, like Jess said. That's it. It's all about who you know. I grew up with that in Augusta, Georgia. It's about who you know. That's how my father increased his business with veterinary practice and stuff like that in Augusta. Everything's going pretty good. I have no complaints. Certain things going on, in nonprofits that shouldn't, type thing, but I deal with it. I'm a consultant. I consult. I give you a recommendation. You can take it as a grain of salt. So I put it that way. So, and it's hard. I'm trying to work on the corporate side. I've talked to General Dynamics. They don't want to do anything yet till they see something this year. That is going to be a good one. Now I probably need Jeff's help since he's up in Maryland. So, right, Jeff? But Maryland, Virginia area. Thinking about doing the cannon shot, golf ball cannon shot. Seems like that's real popular. I've been working with the backswing girls. I call them backswing girls, backswing events. Those girls are very helpful, especially Taylor. She's the salesman and stuff like that. Just any of the other vendors that I have, they've been very helpful, especially a lot of them off of Phil's website. Been very helpful, and we can get our consultant discount type thing. That's really been very helpful.
Yeah, we're gonna talk a little bit more about vendors too, Sal, and I appreciate you bringing that up. And you're right, it's all about relationships. And now that we know you in Augusta, Georgia, because of those relationships, we're expecting some tickets to the Masters. So just FYI,
Oh, I
it's all
knew
about
somebody gonna mention
relationships.
that. Yeah, we could work something out.
All right. Well, I appreciate
Uh,
you sharing, buddy. So thanks for joining us and glad you're here.
Don't forget I'm in Atlanta too now.
That's right.
Okay.
All right. So two people who just came off training and love to hear your thoughts and just because they're new to us does not mean they're new to the industry. They've been around for many years doing some big things. And I'm anxious to hear from Tiffany and Peggy, who are a team. Tiffany, Peggy, tell us a little bit about you and what you got going on.
Sure. Good morning, everyone. My name is Tiffany White, and I am based in Chicago and just completed, as Phil mentioned, the consulting training. So really excited about that. My mom and I, one of our businesses is For Golf Collection, which is actually a promotional products business. We're distributors, but also we've added the tournament consulting and the tournament planning piece. We've been in the business, the golf industry, I'd say roughly about 30 years. We run a foundation that's named after my grandfather. My grandfather was Ted Rhodes, and he was a golf pioneer. So he was the first African-American in the modern era to play in the US Open. He played in the US Open in 1948. And he is one of the individuals that Tiger Woods named when he won his first Masters as paving the way for him to play golf. So there's a golf course named after him in Nashville. And so we created a foundation to keep his legacy alive. And so we run golf tournaments. We run golf tournaments at the course named after him in Nashville for adults. And then we also do youth tournaments in Chicago, as well as in the Tennessee area. So we've been running tournaments for so long, we thought it'd be a great idea to get the certification and be able to help other organizations with their golf tournaments. So I'm going to turn it over to my mom, Peggy, who is in Mobile, Alabama.
I travel from Mobile to Chicago, so I'm bi-coastal. It's about 70 degrees here in Mobile, so I can brag about that, I guess, Atlanta person in California and Florida. But anyway, I've been in sales for over 30 years. I'm a product of Johnson & Johnson, so I feel like I have some of the best sales training in the world. So I enjoy selling. We do manage golf tournaments. Tiffany forgot to mention, we do Lake County, Indiana, First Tee. We work a lot with the First Tee programs. My passion is to help young people get involved in golf and really get excited about it. They talk about baseball and football, so we were trying to get them excited about golf, not only golf, but learning about the history and legacy of certainly of Ted Rhodes. So for those of you on this call who are not familiar with Ted Rhodes, check it out. There's a lot of good information about it. And actually, we were very close with Lee Elder. So when Lee Elder made his transition, that was really very sad for us because Lee was working with us and our tournament. So we're excited about the training. Phil has provided some great information. And so I'm really excited about the next step, consulting, because we haven't done a lot of that. We do mostly tournaments. So this is really great. Nice meeting all of you today. Tiffany and I work together as a team. I've kind of stepped back. At first I was the president. She took that away from me. So now I'm the CEO and she's the president. And that's good too. So anyway, we're a great team. So I just want to say it's a pleasure. Look forward to hearing from all of you today as well.
Well, and welcome, Peggy and Tiffany. I'm excited to see to get to meet you face to face in Orlando, which depending on how many folks we have coming, we're going to determine when our meeting is going to be, and I'll talk a little bit about that in a second. So thank you. Welcome.
Yeah.
Glad you're here.
One other thing, Phil, real quick, we forgot to mention that Ted Rhodes is part of the PGA. He was inducted. What was the year, Tiffany? I always get the year confused.
2009.
Oh, 2009. So
That's huge. That's your grandfather, and I'm sure you're proud of him, and you're doing a lot of great things in his name, which is exciting to see.
Thank you. And Phil, we also have our first appointment with one of our new clients, university. So they're looking to raise money for the athletic department. So we're going to be meeting with them about doing a golf tournament in May. So more to come.
Great, exciting. Thanks for sharing. Hey, Nina, you're about to jump on board with us and unmute and tell us about you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Nina Packer, and I have been a consultant to philanthropic endeavors of primarily entertainment industry executives for the last 20 years. During COVID, I used to say that I work in a recession-proof industry, but COVID proved me wrong. But the one thing about it is that those execs spent COVID sharpening their golf games. And I was thrown into the fire to host my first golf tournament 2 years ago. And I had it, so we have that tournament annually now. And we use a golf consultant that I found on Phil's website. I'm actually originally from Miami. So that golf tournament actually is held in Miami. So my South Florida people, but I'm based in Atlanta. And because my client base is mostly entertainment driven, my business will focus on, my golf consultant business will focus on celebrity charities, celebrity tournaments, outings, etc. So that's me.
And we're going to be in Orlando. You're going to join us in Orlando?
Yes, I am coming to the PGA show, so I hope to meet many of you.
Well, that's a treat. And if you guys haven't been there, I'm telling you, it's something really special. We, Bill, we haven't had a chance to talk much. You're not officially with the GTA yet. Tell us a little bit about you and what you're up to.
How you doing? My name is Bill Wittenberg. I'm the general manager for Pro Golf Planners of America, based out of the Detroit area. Tony Comchero is our CEO. He's actually a certified golf.
Okay.
He's been with you guys for a number of years now.
Yeah.
So up here in the Michigan area right now, obviously it's winter, so golf courses are closed, with bipolar Mother Nature up here being negative 5 degrees just 2 weeks ago, and now it's somewhere near 50 over the last couple of days. So there are people out playing, but right now for the golf tournament and consulting industry, it's the dead zone. Right now we're doing what we call the Michigan Indoor Golf Simulator Tournament Series. So we're actually hosting events that are tournament style at 2 different locations, one on the west side of Metro Detroit, one on the east side, that have the players compete to break down into a regional final, and then eventually to have 2 winners from each regional face each other in a grand final, with prizes like our first prize being a trip to a resort here in Michigan called Lakewood Shores. Another prize being a couple of foursomes for 18 holes at a couple of our partner golf courses. Gearing up for the season, we have we're kind of recovering still from what COVID did to us here in Michigan. It shut down the golf industry in 2020 for a good long time. So last year was really our first, almost like a reboot after for being in business for 5 years, thus going into our 6th year now. But we have golf clinics that we are doing now, where we're working with one of our partner courses and their club pro and assistant teaching pros, where we're bringing in not just new clients, but people that are looking to learn the game, people that are already a part of the game, people that have been playing in our outings that are looking to get better. So that's a new piece to our business, is having these golf clinics that we are sponsoring. We also are starting to actually grow our business outside of just Metro Detroit. Fortunately, we are getting a lot of really good word of mouth about the work that we do. We've had clients actually contact us from Pennsylvania that reached out to us, just from actually playing in one of our events when they were here visiting family. So we've got an event coming up in Eastern Pennsylvania. It'll be our first trip out of state for us. We also have a major, don't really want to say the name, but a major beer company that has reached out to us that are looking for us to do a 5-state tournament series in their core region of upstate New York, Pennsylvania, Ohio, and Southeast Michigan. So along with all of our returning clients and new business that we're generating here, 2023 looks really, really good for us. I know Tony's going to be down at the PGA PGA show. I'm not going to be able to go this year. I have a few more requirements and things that I have to do around here, especially running the day-to-day operations of the business on top of my other responsibilities. But 2023 looking real good for us here at PGPA.
Well, welcome, Bill, and I'm excited you could join us because Tony's told me a lot about you, and he's excited for you because he's still working full-time job, but he's a go-getter, and we had a great time in Vegas playing golf. So
yeah, he's working hard. His full-time job takes up a lot of time. You know, he hired me to come on and kind of take some of the heat off of him, and fortunately, he's liking what I'm doing so far. So that's a nice little boost of confidence for him.
You're the new GM. Don't let him get away with all the running around and playing golf across the country, and you staying home working hard. Okay, the perks. One of the perks is playing some extra golf.
Well, I play about 140 rounds of golf a year anyway.
Okay.
So we actually had a client last year. I was in the middle of the golf course, and Tony decided to set a meeting 15 minutes before it was supposed to start, and I'm in the middle of the golf course. So I actually took a client meeting while I was playing for about 4 holes. And trust me, that was interesting having the client look at us and go, yeah, I'm really paying, hours for a guy that's playing golf. I looked right at our client. I said, well, I'm the general manager of a golf company. Don't you think I should be a golfer too?
Absolutely. It's a requirement. Yeah. Well, that's great stuff, Bill. We're so glad you could join us. Sorry, we're not going to get to see you in Orlando, but hopefully we'll be having these on a monthly basis and get to chat a little bit more. So gang, I've just heard some great stuff just now, and stuff that we should all be learning from and taking notes. And I want to get into it in detail, and I don't want to be rushed with it. So I want to do something kind of quickly. I want to go through our preferred vendors just so you're all aware of them. You've mentioned a few of them, but I want to make sure that we're all aware of them and you're utilizing when you need them. So I'm going to go through these kind of quickly just so you have a record of them. And then we'll get into the kind of the brainstorming, kind of the meat and potatoes. But I'm going to do this quickly because I want to give us extra time. So just in case you're not aware, they're always on the website. I send you emails on these folks, but very, very important to work with our preferred vendors for a couple of reasons. Number one, they're going to give you some special pricing, some special services. But number two, I think more importantly, and be aware of this, if you build a relationship with these folks, they're going to promote you. They're going to start sending you leads because they'd rather you sell the product and service than them sell directly. So just so you're aware of these, we've got Maui Jim Sunglasses, which has a great program where they can bring a whole bunch of sunglasses out to an event and people can try them on, try different ones, and then they send back the ones they don't take advantage of. But it's a great program. Sports Marketing Plus offers us every promotional product you can imagine. I know some of you are in that business already, so you may not need them, but if you're not, they can find stuff unique that and get a logo that you may need. We have Wallaroo hats. If you haven't seen these, they're not your typical golf hats, but they're pretty special, and take a look at those. This is one of my favorites, and it's not real big and popular, but I love it. It's called Drop Knot. It's a little thing, and if you're a golfer at all, you lose your head covers, you lose your putter covers, and I love their little holder that flips the head cover to your golf bag. Golf towel is Sauce. It's a very unique golf towel. If you haven't seen it, look into that. I'll send you the link on that. Sports Wave has a tea pouch that's very unique. Put some logos on it. Range finders. All of us golfers use range finders. We have Pinned who offers those. We're now partnering with Worldwide Golf Shops that has 90 golf retail outlets around the country offering gift certificates. C4 belts, definitely something you need to take a look at because they can custom and put logos on their belts, which is really a cool thing. And so sponsors will love this. We have apparel from True Links, which is top-notch quality apparel. And then we have the phone holder. That's actually a phone caddy from Desert Fox, which is a really great little gift. So take a look at those, and I'm going to send you the link to all those. And then for our services, we have Vortex, which offers weather insurance. We have Birdies, which was talked about, offering registration software. Hole in One USA is our preferred hole in one insurance company. Rep Spark, which is a software company with very unique, and look into them because you can put a software package on a golf course and all the merchandise gets ordered through it. And if you partner with them and get them locked into a golf course, you make an override on all of that. You've got the Long Drive Champions with Charity Golf International. And then we have Beat the Pro with the backswing events, which was Alan talking about. And I'd love to get into those in detail, but we're having so much fun sharing ideas. I want to do a little bit more of that. So I heard some really great ideas from all of you. And I just want to recap those because if you weren't taking notes, you should be, because there's some great nuggets that I got from what you shared with us. Number one, Jeff has been the greatest, and this is why he was GTA Consultant of the Year, because they're selling a heck load of golf-a-thons. So, gang, there's a lot of money to be made in golf-a-thons. They're 50, they're 100, they're $200,000 events. And if you, and we'll do a whole session on golf-a-thons. There's a lot. In fact, many years ago that I focused just on golf-a-thons, and you know, I would make an average of $5,000 to $10,000 per event just helping others with golf-a-thons, and they're going to make a lot more. So something to take note of. Another thing that Jeff does that I really love is he partners with golf courses. And if you listen to the training, you know to partner with golf courses because every tournament needs a golf course. So you partner with those, you got to build a good relationship, and you're going to get more leads than you know what to do with. I loved what Bill is doing up there. If the weather's not good, they're putting on tournaments with simulator events, simulator competitions. And this is a great idea. I don't want anybody ever to complain about weather again, because if you can't do it outdoors, do it indoors. So I love that idea. Alan brought up a great idea, working with Top Golf. Again, great facility. Most of you have a Top Golf in your area. Great place to do events. And I know golf courses are our hub, but why not be prepared to do events at Top Golf and simulator indoor events? Golf clinics, Bill brought that up. What a great side hustle. I don't know if any of us are really golf pros, but you can always hire a golf pro to come in and do golf instruction because people love that. At minimum, doing mini clinics at your golf tournaments. So those are just some of the things that I heard with you guys. There's so much more, and I just appreciate all the wisdom from all of you. And one of the things I want to emphasize after this call is that we need to reach out to the other consultants around the country, because gang, we have so much to learn from each other. We all have our own areas that we work in, but you know, who knows? I was hoping Scott Schaefer would be on the call. He's in South Carolina, but he's going to be doing tournaments all over the country. And he's going to be reaching out to you because he needs help in each market and vice versa. So keep that in mind. Building relationships with each other is so valuable. And that's really one of the key success stories of the GTA, is just being able to network and build relationships and share some of those ideas.
Hey, I'm just on a webinar.
Okay, thank you. All right, if you got talking going on in the background, you can definitely put your phone on mute. I want to spend the remainder 15, 20 minutes on just sharing some new ideas. There's a lot of new ideas out there. There's a lot of new trends, and we all just kind of shared some of those. So based on what we just talked about, based on what else are you seeing going on there that we might be able to capitalize? I've got some ideas, but I want to hear from you first. Anybody can share. Yes, Doris, tell us what something new.
Okay, so I just have a suggestion. I have an idea.
Okay.
Because everybody brought in so much value to this phone call. I just thought that maybe if we could have a once a month roundtable for GTA consultants. I want to network with each one of you. I want to see how I can help you because I'm going to need your help. I received a call from somebody that wants to have a golf tournament in Orlando. And I thought of Dwight and I said, oh my God, we can refer each other business. So as a suggestion, if we could have like a roundtable once a month.
Brilliant idea. And ask Jeff, we used to do this on a regular basis. And it was wonderful. I loved it. Some great ideas. And now with a bunch of new folks coming on board, we're going to do that. the old folks got lazy and didn't show, and it got frustrating for me. So now with a new group, we're going to definitely make that happen. And so great idea, and plan on that. So monthly roundtable meetings, count on it. Thank you. Great idea, Doris. What else? What's the new idea? What's the new thing that we can be thinking about? All right, let me share a couple thoughts. Number one is, and this is what Tiffany and Peggy definitely have learned, and some of you others. But here's what I've learned: consulting and event planning leads to merchandise sales. And we have a good friend named Joe Gill, who's basically semi-retired, but he was so adamant that he was a consultant. He was not a merchandise salesperson, and he was only going to do consulting. But then one day he took an order for shirts and made $2 grand with one phone call and said, hey, wait a minute, there might be something here. So I want to encourage you to think about, gang, we don't walk in selling stuff. Hey, folks, if you're not talking, do me a favor and put your phone on mute because we're hearing some background talking. So, but then when you talk, take it off mute. So keep in mind, when you're talking to customers, talking to clients, you want to be a helper, you want to be an assistant, you want to be a consultant, a coach, a mentor, but keep in the back of your mind that it all leads to bigger, better sales. And I'll give you a prime example. I handled an event for CEOs, and iGate, an international IT company, was the title sponsor, and they loved the shirts that we provided to the golfers. And they wanted to order shirts for their employees. Well, they ordered 2,000 shirts. And gang, even at a profit of $5 each on my end, you can imagine what that adds up to. So one trend I want you to keep in the back of your mind, that consulting and event planning can lead to merchandise sales.
Phil, can I dovetail on that?
Yes, sir, absolutely.
From the consulting side, only because, you know, we average about 90 a year. There's only so many hours in the day. And we're actually teaching people to fish now instead of giving them a fish, so that they just put us on retainer for the next year instead of us having to be so soup to nuts involved, because there's just not enough time. But it takes me roughly 35 minutes to write a merchandise order that can make my company $4,000 to $8,000. I can't do that in consulting.
Right.
And so just quick background story, we had somebody that was a competitor in the area, and they found out that how tough it is to, first of all, get people to convince that you need a consultant and the value of it, but even more so to bring it back. It's like, well, wait a minute, you've always taught me how to do it. What do I need you for the second year? So I told him, I said, well, look, here's how, and I shared our business model with them. And I don't know where they are right now. I don't know if they're much of a player anymore in the market. I'd like to think we may have put them to sleep a little bit, but there's enough out there for all of us. But the point that I'm making is that on the merchandise side, and I'm kind of like Joe was, because I came kicking and screaming into that side of the business. But then all of a sudden I'm sitting there talking with them, and they're talking about a Cutterbuck pullover that they're buying from somebody that bought it from somebody who bought it from somebody who bought it from Cutterbuck. And I'm going right to Cutterbuck, getting that same thing, getting them a much better price, showing them my charity's making a $4,000 profit off of doing business with me, and we up making about $7,000 on the deal. And the order took me 35 minutes to write, and then maybe 8 to 10 minutes follow up on status updates and that kind of stuff. I can't make that much off of just one outing.
Absolutely. Which takes hours, right? Yeah, yes. Hours of your time. That's genius, gang. And yes, we are consultants, we are event planners, but let's face it, there's a lot of money to be made in merchandise sales. So keep that in the forefront of your mind, and it'll just generate more revenue for you. So thanks for that, Jeff. Hey, the other thing I wanted to share with you, be thinking about, gang, is another thing that Jeff does really well, and that is partnering with golf courses. But I want to add one more new twist to that, and that is to partner with retail outlets. You now have the PGA Store, you have Golf Galaxy, you have Dick's, you have Worldwide Golf Shops, which owns a whole variety of different brands. But here's the secret, gang. If you build a relationship with these retail outlets, they get literally hundreds of leads a month. People who are calling and emailing and asking for free donations, free certificates, and those are, you know, they don't follow up. They're not consultants. They're not event planners. So if you've got a golf retail outlet close to you, go build a relationship with you. Now, keep in mind the caveat is that they want you to sell their merchandise, which is understandable, and you might be able to do that. But one thing they do not sell is services, which is event planning, which is hole-in-one insurance, which is signage. And they would love to work with you. If you can bring them a couple of clients, they'd be more than happy to give you those leads. So think about that if you've got a big retailer close to you and building that relationship and partnering with that. We're going to go into detail that in another roundtable that Doris recommended. The other idea I wanted to throw at you, gang, is, and this has just been huge for me. You know, I have to tell you, you know, we all complain about COVID and how bad it was and so forth, but it was probably one of the best things that ever happened to me and us. And I'll tell you why. I got a chance to reflect. I got a chance to sit back, take a deep breath, evaluate, but more importantly, I got a chance to learn. Because being older and around, we're kind of stuck in our old ways. But what I discovered, gang, is YouTube University. And if you have, especially as older folks, if you have not had a chance to dig through there, they have a video on everything. I mean, how to get more exposure on your website, how to do SEO, how to do Zoom calls, how to post videos, how to post blogs, podcasts. You name it, gang. And if you're feeling a little unequipped because you didn't finish college or it's been so long, I'm telling you, they've got a video on everything. It's just, if you get some time, stop watching too many sports events, stop watching soap operas, go to YouTube, put in a topic, and it's going to help your business, pure and simple. Anything you want to know, how to expand your database, how to build more leads, you name it, it's in there. So that was one of the great things that I really, and still learning, continue to learn. So take advantage of that. And then the final thing I wanted to share with you, and you all are aware of this, but maybe not capitalizing on it, and that's social media. And I'm just going to say that content is king, gang. Content is king. And I don't want that to scare you, because we have the content. We have more content than you will ever need in a lifetime in regards to golf tournaments. But you need to take advantage of that. You need to start building your own Facebook business page. You need to build a LinkedIn page. And Dwight, I'm going to ask you to share with us on that. You need to do videos. You need to do blogs. You need to write articles. You need to post them on your website. Why? Because people will find you. People will find you. We have all the content you'll ever need. We have newsletters. We have articles. We have videos. You can tap them and put them in your website. You can send them out to your database. But social media is free in the most cases. The content is what gets you found. And that's one way how to build your business. So take advantage of social media. And Dwight, I want to ask you to share a minute with us, because I see that you are a LinkedIn professional. And let me just tell you a quick sad story. I used to have over 10,000 contacts in LinkedIn, and it was a gold mine for us. And then I got hacked and the whole thing disappeared. So very frustrating. So we're rebuilding that. But I know LinkedIn is better than Facebook when it comes to business. So Dwight, tell us how you've capitalized on that and what you're doing to take advantage of LinkedIn.
Just to give you a little background, Phil, I also am a consultant, a cost reduction consultant. I work with golf courses on AP automation with virtual card, and I have other avenues that I go after. But one thing I learned with that business is LinkedIn is a very valuable tool. I spent probably last year about $4,000 getting trained by a guy out of Australia online on Zoom calls like this. The guy was very, very good. But I'm gonna tell you, I paid $400 for a lady here locally. I think she's in Tampa. I think she was like $400. I learned so much from her for that $400. I look back at the $4,000. The guy did a great job, but I probably would have got as much out of it with her. Your key for LinkedIn is your pages that you set up, like if you're setting up a page for your golf tournament or your golf consulting, it's very important that you have the keywords and stuff in there and you have good headshots, professional headshots. One thing that I do a lot, I do post. I've been during the holidays, I backed away from LinkedIn a little bit because I was spending time with family. But if Phil, I don't know if you've looked, I've actually taken some of your blogs and reposted on my LinkedIn.
Great.
You know, give you credit, and I do get responses from people from them. So I like Phil said, if you go to YouTube, if you don't want to spend $300 or $400 to have somebody train you, I think the lady that I was doing over in Tampa, her name was Rhonda Shear. I can give anybody that information if they need it. But I learned so much from her for that $400 on LinkedIn. It was just valuable to me for the money that I spent. It was the money was well spent, you know. So, and Phil hit it right on the head. LinkedIn is more for business than Facebook. Don't get me wrong. I still use Facebook. I use YouTube and I use others, but LinkedIn is the number one thing that I try to drive. And if anybody needs assistance with it, I'd be happy to help you with anything I can with that.
Maybe we'll do a monthly, an hour just on social media, and I'll write that down. Maybe we'll do that.
I tell you what I might be able to do, Phil. I might be able to get Rhonda Shear just to come in and talk the basics, you know, on a Zoom call to give them an idea. And if something they want to do, then they can do it. If they don't, it gives her an idea. She can tell you how it's set up.
That's a great idea. Let's just count on that. Let's work on that.
Okay, I'll reach
Let's do
out
that
to
next month. Yeah, let's do that next month. We'll set up a time and do
Okay.
that on a regular basis.
Phil,
I'm looking forward to working with everybody here.
Great.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
Thank you.
step over. Phil,
Yeah.
we do that, but not with LinkedIn. I follow his place, connected through LinkedIn, but we have a group here in Maryland called Maryland Golfers. It's a Facebook group, and they rate courses and talk about pace of play and sell merchandise to each other and all that. Well, I did a tournament for one of these guys that's the administrator on there. We got to talking. So we posted on there about the hot shot and several other things. We were inundated. We couldn't get, I mean, the emails and the contacts and everything just blew us away. But it was everything. I mean, we've got to figure out a better filter for our next post, because we were receiving so much about, well, we do this and could you do that and all this kind of stuff. And then of course there's the freebies looking for a tip or something like that. But we were just inundated with it. At one stretch, we were receiving like 60 a day after that first post. That could you come here? Do you travel there? You know, that kind of stuff. But we've now got 5 hotshot teams that are busy almost every day.
Wow.
Well, I have another suggestion for the group too.
Yeah.
I owned a large company. I was a firefighter for 30 years, but I owned a large company with my wife for 25 years. And I belong to a networking group. It's actually all over the world. It's not just here. It's called IEA, International Execs Association. I know there's one in Miami. There's one in Fort Lauderdale, one in Palm Beach. They have them in Orlando and different places all over the country. And as a member, what's nice with it is when you join, you either have to be the owner, the decision maker, or the president, CEO of the company. So when the group that I was in, I had over 100 members. It cost me a little bit of money to join and belong to it, but I wound up getting probably well over $200,000 or $300,000 worth of work out of that group every year. The referrals were phenomenal. If you're looking to network, it's probably one of the most professional groups you'll find. It's been around since almost 30-something, 40-something years. It's really well versed.
Can you repeat the name?
It's IEA. It's International Executive Association. If you look it up, and you'll see that they have one in Fort Lauderdale. The branches like in Lauderdale, it'll be under a different name, but the national one is IEA, International Executive Association. But if you're looking to drive your business for, you know, because there's corporations there. I had corporations in there that were billion-dollar companies. I had a car dealer that was $1 billion every year. I had White's Construction, which is one of the largest construction companies in the country. So, you know, when I was talking to them, they could make a decision. It wasn't like I was having to go to a salesperson, and it was really, really well worth the money.
Which brings up a couple of genius ideas. Number one, First of all, great idea, Dwight, and I encourage you all to network and join a group and build relationships. I'm sure a lot of you already are, but why can't we think about creating our own?
Absolutely.
And being the instigator of our own, and this is in the training. It might be a little buried, but create a tournament planner Zoom
Networking.
meeting. Have a monthly roundtable with the different charities and associations, and invite everyone to join you in a golf tournament brainstorming meeting there locally in your own area. Because now you're the leader of and you guide it, and people would love to join and share ideas. Jeff has already proved that. You got a lot of people. If you promote it properly, you could start your own networking meeting right there, your own mixer, whether it's in person, face to face at a golf course, or whether it's on a Zoom meeting. So, gang, we could spend hours doing this. At least I could. So, but I also want to be sensitive to your time. So, I want to wrap this up because I like to keep these to an hour. Is there any last minute thing you're dying to share before we close, or can we wrap this up and get ready and do it again next month?
Phil, I have a quick question on the PGA thing.
Oh, yes.
I signed up for that. They send me credentials, correct? To
Correct. Yeah, well, when you signed up, you should have got them right there.
get in. Online.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, but if you signed up and you've got an email confirmation, then all you got to do is go to the table and get your.
Okay.
And thanks for bringing that up. So yeah, let me remind you guys, the PGA show is coming up. If there's any way in the world you can make it, I encourage you to try to be there, just because everybody in the industry is there. It's a great networking, but hopefully if we can get a handful of us together, we can set up a meeting just with us to do exactly what we just did. So let me know who's going to be there, and love to see you. But that's pretty much a schedule. I'm doing a seminar on the 24th. And it's going to be, actually, the show doesn't really technically open till Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but I'm doing the seminar on Tuesday, which is during the demo day, because there's a lot of educational sessions. So if you want to join me, let me know, and I'll get you into our session. It's a little bit different because our audience is different. Our audience there is going to be golf courses. And so our message there is, how do you sell more tournaments? But it's a great session because there's a lot of folks, a lot of golf courses there, so love to see you there. Gang, just also a quick reminder as we close, please take advantage of us, please use us. We are here to serve you. Just a reminder, for those of you who are new, we do certification, which most of you have gotten, complete training, ongoing coaching and mentoring, marketing with promotion to promote you. We send you leads in your area. We offer you national credibility. We get these networking meetings. We have different 10 revenue streams, which you've learned in your training. We have a PGA affiliation, which we'll get into detail more in Orlando. We have all the educational materials you need, and we also offer exclusivity. So just a reminder, sorry to rush through that, but I want to be sensitive to your time. So gang, thank you so much for joining us. This will be recorded. I'll send you the recording so you can refresh your notes. I'll send you the PowerPoint, Dwight. I saw you taking some pictures, so I'll just send you the PowerPoint on this call. I have a whole bunch more stuff, but I'd rather hear from you. I'd rather share, because that's the most valuable thing for me. So, gang, thank you. Have a great rest of the week. I look forward to seeing you in Orlando if you're going to be there. If not, we will schedule this meeting again next month and learn and grow and build relationships together. So, Phil Immordino signing off. Thanks, gang.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Phil.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.